In this podcast, we'll look at Section 6 of the online assessment rubric, Communication and Collaboration. Section 6 is Communication and Collaboration. In the head note, we have a statement that says communication and collaboration foster strong learning communities, counteracting the often isolated nature of distance learning. Providing a variety of communication channels encourages student-to-teacher and student-to-student interaction, particularly if that communication is integrated well into assignments. Now this one is set up very similar to 4 and 5, in which there's a score given. And the range for these scores is 0 to 3, 0 meaning you don't communicate by any of these means with your students. 1 is being developed, where you're only using announcements to notify students of things. 2 is satisfactory, in which case you're using announcements, email or messages, and online discussion boards to communicate with students. And most people fall in that range. Now, there has been some discussion about whether or not you have to send out emails if you're posting announcements. Since D2L does not automatically send out emails when you make announcements, one way around this is to tell your students that they need to set up notifications. And we have information on how they can do that in their courses. And basically what that would do is that would let the students know by email or by text message that when there's a new announcement, when they're within 2 days of a Dropbox or a quiz. It also lets them know when grades have been released. And they have some options about which notifications that they receive. But if you encourage them to set up their notifications, and especially to receive messages about the announcements and things, there's been discussion about whether or not you actually have to use the email tool within Desire to Learn specifically, or whether that can be done through some other means. And there has been some discussion amongst the online assessment team about whether or not you could get a 1.5 or a 2.5 or something other than a 1, 2, or 3 on this scale. And at this point, we're still kind of working through that. But basically, the 5 areas here are announcements, email or messages, and online discussion forums. And once again, most instructors are doing the top 3. Now, they could be doing the email through the notification system. Also, the 4th item there is audio or video that the instructors created themselves. And then if real-time communication like online chat, I think also you could include with this Skype and some other real-time communication tools. So one of the things we've identified as a best practice for Section 6 here is that you would encourage your students to set up notifications. And once again, information on how students can do that is available. And if you look on the Teaching and Learning Center site under the D2L area, you will see that information posted. It's also available on the D2L users group and as well on the Learning D2L blog site.